Hi everyone, and welcome to our tuned in discussion this week. So, as you've probably seen, we've been talking about community, and that is in every sense of the word. So, Christian community, church communities, it might be community in university, in school. And today I'm going to pick on Simon and Pam, who are going to tell us a little bit more about their involvement in community that are outside of Christian circles. So, Pam, let's go to you first. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and your involvement in community?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's a pleasure to be with you guys. My name is Pam. I live in the amazing city of Bradford, and I am part of the community here in many hats. So I get involved volunteering outside of my Christian settings. So I get to work with the police, get to work with local schools, things such as that. It kind of you can't turn off who you are as a person. So I just come exactly as I am. But in those settings of community, just become a part of it. And I think community is such a blessing and such a gift to all of us, because it's a place where you end up connecting with people you didn't even know you would have things in common with, and yet you end up finding that, be that by walking around your local park and just saying hello to someone. And then if you're a regular follower of being in the park, you might keep bumping into that person, and you just build those rapport and those relationships with people that may just begin with a smile, may just begin by nipping into their shop every day, or just general engagement. So I just see myself as a citizen of our community, as well as just someone that's just Pam and just be involved. So I find community really important, because I think that it's something that can easily get lost, because we can live quite insular lives and maybe be just driven by what you have to get on with and what you have to do. And being part of community is really important to me.
Great, thanks, Pam. That all sounds so awesome. So going to Simon, obviously a very big part of our voice community, but you're not actually wearing your voice hat today. So do you want to share a little bit about, your recent kind of embarkment on growing community?
Yeah, sure. So my wife Hannah and I, we're trying to reach out with God's love and with the good news of Jesus to our community where we live in Thirlwall. We've been supported by a church to start a beacon project. And our mission tagline is to bring the light of life to our community. So we've started off by establishing a small group of Christians from different churches who live in Thirlwall with the same heart and desire to reach out. And we're called the Beacon Group. And we meet every Wednesday evening and then sometimes on a Sunday afternoon. And for that particular part of community, we want it to be like an extended family on mission, connected to God and to each other and to others around us. And for us, there are several things that we want to achieve through that. So we want to just enjoy being a part of a Christ-centered community, we want to live attractional lives that flow out of our relationship with God and each other. And we want to be intentional about serving and supporting those around us with unconditional sacrificial love that represents the love of Jesus, and hopefully lead them to faith in Jesus, and they hopefully become part of our Beacon community too. So we've just recently started something called the Light Lounge, which is an online space at the moment during lockdown for people who are lonely or isolated to come together and enjoy friendship and community themselves. We've done neighbour support schemes and prayer request schemes, and we've put flyers through everyone's doors offering that support. And we've run an Alpha online course over the last few months as well, which was real fun. So we're increasingly having a focus on where we are. We go to church in Lymm, which is the next village down to Thirlwall. So we're just trying to be a little bit more present and a little bit more at work where we live ourselves.
That's really cool. I guess you can see the importance of community, especially in lockdown, and with the restrictions as they are at the moment. So both of you are really, I really respect you both for that involvement in the community, and it's just really awesome. So linking this back to the Bible, there's quite a lot of examples where we're told as Christians to reach out to our community, whether it be in Hebrews, it says like to do good and share what you have, as that is pleasing to God. In Philippians, it says look to other people's interests as well as our own. 1 John, it says like if you see someone else in need, then we can't close our hearts as people who honor and love God to that need. And so, yeah, you both have really different ways of applying these verses to your own lives, as we've heard. So, can you tell us a little bit about why it's important for us to be involved in other communities outside our Christian circles? Pam, do you want to kick us off on that one?
Yeah, I think it's because God has no favourites. And I think that we're all made in the image of God, whether we knowingly accept or walk in that. So we're all, in the greater scheme of things, connected because we are His. And hopefully the way that we live our lives is, exactly like Simon said, attractive to other people. And I think where the Bible speaks about, don't let your light be under a bowl, let it shine. We can sometimes have a great way of doing so much stuff inside of the church and saying to people, come, come. But I remember the words that Jesus left in the end of Matthew at the Great Commission, and he said, go, go. And so I think that outside is the best place to be able to share what you have. If you find a bargain, you tell the world, so why not?
That's so true.
With your faith, if you try a new ice cream or, you buy a new chocolate bar, you're like, guess what? You've got to get this. And I'm like, that intentionality of passion that we have for just typical simple items, I pray should be part of how we be in our faith. And so being that I'm the same in the church as I am out of the church, I think that breeds something of authenticity, which I think actually breeds a culture that people end up being more open. And especially when you can be a little bit more vulnerable as well, and saying, I may have a Christian faith, but life isn't always rosy. I don't have to say, oh, everything's okay. You can actually go a bit deeper and go, right, how are you actually? Because let me tell you about my week. And I suppose you find more people in the community that are willing to be looking for some more hope and encouragement that sometimes I think we should and potentially have in the church. So being able to be that out there in the community is brilliant. And I didn't say, so I better say, we launched a church as well in Ollerton, in our community, just a couple of miles away from where we live. And we've been doing lots of activities through the local primary school and being able to respond with the first needs of primary things such as food, activities, gas, electricity, all those kind of things. And I think they are important as well, to really meet the needs of serving your community before it is your agenda. Because we obviously want to share Christ, but sometimes that comes through serving someone a cup of tea first. So yeah,
Definitely.
that answers it.
Fab. Simon, have you got anything else to add to that?
Yeah, I completely agree with Pam about being made in the image of God. I think everyone, just as human beings, have a sense of being part of something bigger than themselves, and the desire to be interconnected. I think as human beings, we find significance through belonging, and I think we all, to a certain extent, crave that connection. And ultimately, it's because we're made for a relationship with our Maker, and that's what we're seeking, to bring people into that relationship that brings fullness of life. But the reasons why we might connect with our communities, it's just really beneficial for us, because we're made for connection. It's good for us to socialize with friends and to pursue shared interests with others. And it's also beneficial for the people that we meet too. And I don't think we can underestimate the level of loneliness and isolation that exists around us. And so just creating context for people to get to know others and be themselves and be a part of something bigger is really important. And the verse that came to mind was the one that Pam touched on, actually, when Jesus talks that he's the light of the world. and whoever follows me will never walk in darkness but have the light of life, in John 8:12. And then he turns it on us in Matthew 5, that you are the light of the world. Let your light shine before others. Let me see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. So Jesus is the light, and therefore we are too, as his followers. We're meant to be light too. And ultimately, Jesus revealed his light into the world by stepping into the world. And we can't shine our light to the world around us if we don't get out there and get into the world and shine that light. So it's really, really important for us to put into practice what Jesus has asked us to do in showing God's love. Sorry, I just need to let Pam back in. Yeah, so it's just really important that we actually get stuck in so we can shine that light for ourselves.
Yeah, no, definitely. Pam, you're back. Fantastic.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
I'm sorry, it dropped out.
No, it's fine, don't worry. So going on to our last question, what small piece of advice would you both give to any young people who have a heart for community but don't really know where to start? Yeah, Simon, do you want to start us off, and then we can go to Pam?
Yeah, sure. I think a starting point is going after the things that you're interested and passionate about. I think the volunteering is a really good way to get involved in something within your community. And also seeking out others that you can partner with or join with in getting involved in something. And I think also we've seen in so many different ways, especially within youth culture, the power of things like social media to be able to create momentum for something new as well. So just as Paul encouraged Timothy, even though he's young, to go for it in his faith and his life, I'd encourage young people to, if you've got a passion for something but something's not happening in your area, join with others and start something up. And of course, for me, the most important thing is that you pray lots as well, because we believe that God is present in his world, that he is active in his world, and has the power to do amazing things in his world too. And we really kind of walk in that power and in that strength and lean on him for everything that we're involved in. So pray lots too.
Yeah.
Great.
I think that that's spot on, Simon, everything that you shared. And I sometimes think as well, when people say, yeah, but I just don't know what to do, or, doubt themselves, I often say, what causes you to either get really passionate or really angry? So if you see something on television about maybe how old people get treated, be how animals are treated, how certain scenarios really vex you. Do you feel moved when you walk past somebody that presents as homeless, people that are whatever it is, if it causes a response in you, that's often an indicator of the passion you should pursue, because not everybody sees life like you do. You are a designer's original. You are not called to live a copy of anybody else's life. You need to go with the passions that are inside of you, and so work out what makes you passionate, what really riles you to action. And then, as Simon said, find others that maybe have that. And if you feel like you're actually one on your own, find someone that you can share this with and see how maybe you can put legs to these dreams. Maybe it's as simple as just getting connected with people in your area, through connecting at the local library, putting up a bit of a poster about something, getting in touch with, like, if you're passionate about maybe policing, like things that go on in your area. There's like different things that the police run where you can be part of a forum that listens to your voice on how they should address youth issues. Like, honestly, thinking outside the box is such a gift to then actually giving something back into your community and getting that which God's placed in you out.
Great. That's fab advice, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, we really appreciate you taking the time to share your thoughts. And I hope that all of you who are watching have really enjoyed this too, and that you feel inspired and encouraged to reach out to your community.